Chotak urban. Ready.
Hello.
Are you long time no see?
Yeah.
What are you sorting out?
The slides.
Is this your laptop?
Yeah.
What's this for? There's like some pictures and stuff.
Yeah. I don't even. My dad emailed it to me.
Oh, really?
And said to put it on.
I've been seeing your reels and stuff on Instagram.
It's because we're launching a business for tutoring.
But who's doing that?
Just some friends.
Oh, seriously?
It's to promote that.
Oh, seriously? So you started this now because you're going to have to. So your friends were doing the same thing?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, nice one. Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It should be like we're trying to launch it next week. So
What kind of tutoring?
it's like A-level and GCSE tutoring.
Okay.
There's like a medicine bundle and the physics bundle and stuff like that.
What? Oh, you've got friends who don't do
Yeah,
medicine?
because there's like me, another person who does medicine, a physics guy, and a maths guy.
Oh, nice one. Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty happy.
It's good, yeah.
How are you gonna? What are you just gonna like? Have you got a website and that kind of thing?
Yeah, I've got this guy to build a website.
Yeah.
He's launching next week.
Yeah. That's pretty sick, man. That's so good. You still keep it with badminton and all that?
Yeah. I'm trying to. To be fair, these days I'm pretty free, so exams are finished. So.
Yeah, you guys have really short terms, right?
Yeah.
So,
But I'll have an internship. So.
yeah. I think your mum said before, but
Yeah.
you work with Dr. Harris.
Oh. Yeah. Even better.
I'm doing a very small amount of shaving cream on your left ear. Under your left ear. Your left under it. That's okay. Can't here now.
Maybe not shaving cream, something, maybe some.
No, it's shaving cream. No.
Maybe
Maybe. You can coconuts recently or?
coconut or something. Sudah balagan, no?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay. Now I need to start this side hustle stuff. This is I've just been having fun doing fun.
Cool. What have you been doing?
Well, I've had exams till now, which has been busy.
When did you come back?
Month ago, but I've just been like chilling with my mates here and then just doing regular stuff.
Yeah.
I went to Italy for a week. That was good fun. And I've got an elective in 3 weeks.
Okay. Where you going?
I'm going to not Thailand. That was last summer. Philippines, Malaysia, Indonesia, that kind of place. It'll be really fun, I think. But,
Yeah.
You guys have elective as well, right?
Sign 50.
Yeah, ours is in fourth year though.
Oh.
At the end of fourth year.
Yeah.
So which is why mine's not. But yeah, no, I think it was really fun. It was pretty cool. When we were in Italy, actually, we met a medic from Cambridge at the airport as well, and he was just like chatting away and stuff. He was like, "Mate, I'm doing fun."
Yeah.
Side hustle, nothing. I thought everyone in Cambridge just did this and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
But
I didn't do anything for the first summer. The summer of the first year. But
I mean, yeah. I had COVID, so
Yeah.
I imagine I.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
How was the holiday?
Yeah, good. Enjoying.
You were there in Portugal, right?
Yeah, I was there for. Yeah.
Did you where in Portugal?
We went to Porto.
Oh, Porto.
Yeah.
That's lovely area.
Yeah.
Oh, is it with your family?
No, I went with some friends.
Oh, nice. Okay. Where'd you go in Lisbon and stuff? Or?
We just went to Porto.
Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, what'd you get up to? We usually go out and
We were
surf.
literally, we went to the beach like nearly every day.
Yeah.
We went to a water park. And like on the last day, that's when we probably went to the tourist spot.
Oh, really? Okay. Like the bars and things like that, or like the...
No. Like there's a separate place for tourists. It's like it's got all the ancient stuff. You have to cross like this massive bridge. And it's quite far away from where we were staying, so we didn't realize that was like the main place to go until the last day.
So you were just probably doing 4 days?
Yeah, but we were literally, to be fair, the first day we got there, our flight was at like 6 a.m. So we had no sleep. We just went to the beach and slept till like 2 p.m. And the next day we woke up, went to the beach again, and it was just that over and over again. And then we went to the water park. And then we went out like 3 days. But other than that,
What hours? How it goes into places?
no, we went out for 3 days.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Not 3 days in a row.
Did you get quite cooked? Were you tired?
Yeah, I was so tired by the end.
Last
Not nice. But the football was on the end.
Yeah, that's what we were having as well.
Yeah.
It's a bit, the atmosphere's sick, right?
Yeah. No, to be fair, Portugal lost the game.
Yeah.
What was it? The quarterfinals? We watched that. Yeah. And we watched the England game in our place. But we found some Swiss people at the pub today and we watched it with them. It's free.
For the blokes, the
Yeah.
So the thing is, like, when I went with them, like Ahmed, and obviously tough them to this one. That's, like, we have like a group of 4 of us. And Ahmed and Ro and me went out to stay. But we kept going to Irish bars and watching the games.
From beginning about
Play keren.
Move करो ना बुलवाएगा क्यों खबर नहीं बुलाई ना play करें ना देख हारिए ये ना कौन ये फर्स्ट क्रिकेट गिल ना वो play करें ना
I do not want to kind I was even sure. Yeah, so what have you been getting up to? You started. Yeah. I've already been playing chess. Really? I mean, I like it. I wouldn't go to a library and then play chess. Yeah, fine. So I was going to say, I can't do that. I sleep at like 12 and I get to get back. Although, to be fair, I can't imagine how much weight you've got. So,
Hopefully next year.
I think you guys are way more content heavy, whereas we're much more like stuff with notifications. Yeah, I know. Like, I mean, not that I had either because I'm making a video, but like, yeah. I feel like they train you guys up to be like researchers and academics and stuff more than doctors sometimes. But you want to be a doctor, so yeah. That's so easy. Mate, I did for like 3 weeks if I had to. But like, my education here was all research. But it was just, I've done it now, I can't, I don't want to do it anymore. For me, it's just a points thing. Like, I have to do it. I want you to know. I'm not gonna lie, I think you'd be surprised by how little I think school people get up to. And so, like, people I know who have teachers and stuff like 2 or 3 yeah. So I know quite a lot of people's sons. Everyone's just traveling. So stress. But just remember, like, in the real world, no one flying out. Especially not in your year. I did nothing for my Mexican society, nothing until this year. And now I'm president. It's the only thing I've done. And but yeah, it's so. But I don't worry about it. Like, I feel like when you're in your like echo chamber and like everyone in which is very hygienic and does loads of stuff, that's loads of connection, etc. Like, obviously, people become from a family of 10 generation doctors. I don't know people get on papers too. Like, this summer, so serious? Well, that's just crazy. Oh, wait, just put his name on. Yeah, I'm doing it right. Oh, that's pretty fun. Yeah, that's a really good shout. I should really have my sister do
Yeah, good. How are you?
2 years good, yeah?
Yeah.
How is churching? How is churching?
It's good. I don't really like the college.
Yes, oh my god, no, I just got triggered. What do
It's 15%. And it's 15%.
අද දින මේ පින්කමට දුරසිට ඇතුළු කළ මහා සංඝරත්නයට නමස්කාර වේවා. It is my great pleasure and honor to welcome you all to this special event in Buddhism. Today we gathered here to deepen our understanding of Buddhist teachings and practices, and to foster a sense of community among our young learners and their families. First and foremost, I would like to extend a warm welcome to Venerable Bhante Sumantaro, who has graciously travelled a long distance to be with us today. Venerable Sumanatera is a highly respected practitioner of Buddhism with many years of experience teaching the Dhamma to the children and youth in England. We are truly fortunate to have Venerable Thero here to share his wisdom and his insights with us. I would also like to extend a heartfelt thanks to the most venerable Pidivilla Pietista Thero, Lokuswami Mahansa of Manchester Temple and Chief Sanghanayaka of England. We are so fortunate to have the guidance and advice from Oba Hansa, without which we couldn't have imagined this pinko. Oba Hansa Devara Pink. Our heartfelt thanks goes to Venerable Delvenia Amitatero, the head monk of Nottingham Shanti Vihara. We are ever thankful for the advice, suggestions, and encouragement given by Oba Hansa to make this event a great success. Oba Hansa Oba Pink. Venerable Galpotyaya Devanand, the deputy head monk of Manchester Cathedral Buddhist Vihara. Oba Hansa has been our strength behind everything. We have no words to express our gratitude for everything Oba Hansa has done to make this event fruitful, from its inception until this moment. Our sir, Venerable Shamantatero and Venerable Indasaratero from Leeds Buddhist Vihara, who have travelled from afar to join us for this event. Your presence here is a great source of inspiration, and we are deeply grateful for the opportunity to learn from you. To my dearest sisters and brothers here today, I extend a special welcome. This event is for us, and we hope you will find the teaching shared today both enlightening and engaging. A warm welcome as well to the parents and families who have brought their children here. Your support and encouragement play a crucial role in nurturing the spiritual growth of your children, and we thank you for being here. This event is held as part of our ongoing Dharma activities during the Vassana season, a time dedicated to intense spiritual practice and learning. We hope these sessions will inspire you and deepen your understanding of Buddhist teachings. I will now hand over to Dr. for a few minutes.
I'm not going to take I thought to give this vote of thanks in the beginning rather than towards the end. So we'd like to express our deepest gratitude to all the friends and families who have worked tirelessly to make this event a success. A massive thank goes to the Shanta Kapila family, including Tavigo and Nasiri, and Shan Srinath family, the lovely boys, Saramita Niluka and Nirusha, Himalayan Sujita family with their lovely daughters, second young Sandy, Aisha and Chanuk family with their loving son Ronit, and Nadisha and Asan family with their loving son Samji for helping us in various ways. Especially without the generous support and dedication, we would have imagined organizing this event at two different locations, Dahal for Mahasangaratna at our home and this one here. So your dedication and hard work behind the scenes, including all of the solar arrangements, decorations, preparation of refreshment, and all other efforts have made this very possible. And for that, we are sincerely thankful. Additionally, each one of you present here today has personally told us to extend your generous help in many ways. Although your names are not specifically mentioned, we are ever indebted to you, dear friends, and we hope you will excuse us for not mentioning all the names. Yet, the most important contribution to this event is from you all who are present here. And your presence means we all share the good way experience today, leading to the noble pathway to relieve us from this endless cycle of samsara. Thank you once again for being here. With the greatest honor and respect, may I request Venerable Imam to conduct this next session. Also, like to say.
Firstly, we are going to observe physics followed by Nandana. May I kindly request everyone to stand up, say some positive Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami, අදින්නාදානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. කාමේසු මිච්ඡාචාරා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. මුසාවාදා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. සුරාමේරේ මච්චපමා දට්ඨානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. Buddha Vandana, we are going to recite it. Itipiso Bhagavāyam Sammā Sambuddho Vidyācarana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati Sattā Deva Manussāna Buddho Bhagavāti Svākāto Bhagavata Dhammo Santikkiko Akaliko Passiko Opanayiko Pacchattam Veditammo Viñño Vedi Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Patipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sāmīti Patipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Yatidam Cattari Purisa Yugani Atta Purisa Puppalāyesa Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Āhuneyo Pāhuneyo Dakkhiniyo Anjali Paraniyo Anuttarang Puññakkentam Lokassāti Vandāmi Cetiyam Sabbam Sabbakāni Supatittitam Sāririka Dhātu Mahābodhim Buddha Rūpam Sakalam Sadā Vannagandha Gunopetam Vetam Kusuma Santasim Pujayami Munindassa Siripada Sarorve Pujayami Buddham Kusumena Nena Punyena Mete Labhami Mokkam Bukkam Nidayati Atāya Dhamme Kāyo Tatājāti Viñāsa Bhavam Ganasārakpaditthena Dīpena Samatam Sināti Lokadīpam Sambuddham Pujayāmi Namo Gandha Sambhāra Yuktena Dūpena Sugandhina Pujaye Pujaniyam Pujāvājana Uttamam Ativāsetuno Bhante Vāniyam Parikappitam Manukampam Upādāya Patiganhātu Uttamam Ativāsetuno Bhante Vilāne Vacchayam Imam Anukampam Upādāya Patiganhātu Uttamam Āyena vācā cittena pamādena maya gatam acchayam kamame pante puri panya tathāgata ākāsakkā ca bhummakkā devānāgā mahindikā puññantam anumoditvā ciram rakkantu sāsanam Ākāsakkā ca bhummakkā devānāgā mahindikā puññantam anumoditvā ciram rakkantu desanam Ākāsakkā චතුම්මත්තා දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිत्वा චිරං රක්ඛන්තු මං පරං ඉදම්මේ ඥාතේනං හෝතු සුඛිතා වന്തു ඥාතයෝ ඉදම්මේ ඥාතේනං හෝතු සුඛිතා වന്തു ඥාතයෝ ඉදම්මේ ඥාතේනං හෝතු සුඛිතා වന്തു ඥාතයෝ ඉමිනා පුඤ්ඤ කම්මේන මාමේ කාල සමාගමෝ සතං සමාගමෝ ඉදම්මේ පුඤ්ඤං ආසවක්ඛයා වහං හෝතු සග්ග දුක්ඛා පමුඤ්චතු. Please be seated. අපිට ධර්ම දේශනාව සඳහා Lastly, mindfulness meditations is that we want to make our ආන්දරණ සිතපා. පූජනීය මහා සංඝරත්නයේ අවසරයි. අද විශේෂ ධර්ම දානමය පින්කමක්, ධර්ම දේශනාමය පින්කමක් මේ ශිල්පී වල සංවිධානය කළා. යාම කිරීමට සූදානම් වන අවස්ථාව. විශේෂ කොට මෙම අවස්ථාවේදී මේ පින්කම සංවිධානය කරනු ලබන පින්තුන් අතර ජනක දෙදෙකද මහත්මයා නිකුලියෝන මහත්මිය විශේෂයෙන් මැන්චෙස්ටර් කේතුමති බෞද්ධ විහාරස්ථානයේ මේ 2024 වර්ෂයේ කටින පින්කම දායකත්වයේ දරන පින්වතුන්. ඒ අතර ජනක මහත්මයා වගේම කපිල ලියනගේ මහත්මයා, ශාන්ති නුවර මහත්මිය, ඒ පරිදු පුතුණන් හසිරිපිනියන් ඇතුළු පවුලය ෂෙෆීල්ඩ් වලින් පවුල් දෙකක් ඉදිරිපත් කළා කියනවා. ඒ වගේම ඊට අමතරව ස්ටෝක්හෝම් ප්‍රදේශයෙන් රාන්දුපති පතිනායක සහ චන්ද්‍රාශීලා කුමාරි හේරත් කියන පවුල් එකතු වුණා. ඉතින් වස් කාලේ ආරම්භ වුණාට පස්සේ සිද්ධ වෙන පින්කම් අතරතුර මේ ෂෙෆීල්ඩ් ප්‍රදේශයේ සංවිධානය කරපු ධර්ම දානමය පින්කම ජනක මහත්මයාට කපල මහත්මයාට ඕනකම් තිබුණා. පොඩි දරුවන්ට ධර්මයෙන් අනුග්‍රහයක් කරන්න. ඉතින් අපි බන්තේ සුමන හාමුදුරුවන්ට ගොඩක් කල් ඇතුළත ආරාධනා කළා. දින වෙන් කරගෙන තිබුණා. හරියටම වස් කාලේ එකක් උදා වුණා. ඒ නිසා ඔය පින්වතුන් හැමදෙනාටම දරුවන්ට කාටත් මේ පින්කම ඉතාම වටිනා පින්කමක් විදිහට සිද්ධ කරගන්නට අවස්ථාව උදා වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා මේ කාර්යය තුමන නගරෙක හිටියා. තුමන පන්සල් හා සම්බන්ධ වෙලා කටයුතු කළා. අපි හැමෝම බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේගේ ධර්මය අහලා බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේගේ ධර්මයේ ධර්ම අපේ ජීවිත දහමින් ආලෝකවත් කරගන්න ඕන කාර්යය. ඒ නිසා අපි හැදෙන වැඩනකොට අපේ හදවතට අදාළ ගුණාංග පුහුණු කරගන්න ඕන. ඒ වගේම මොළයට අදාළ නැත්නම් ප්‍රඥාවට අදාළ කරුණු ඇති කරගන්න ඕන. කරුණාවත් ප්‍රඥාවත් කියන මේ කාරණා දෙකම ඉතාම වැදගත් බුදුදහම කරනවා. ඒ නිසා අද දවසේ දේශනාවේ අපි දරුවන්ට විශේෂයෙන්ම අපි හඳුනාගන්න දරුවන්ට විශේෂයෙන් ප්‍රයෝජනවත් වෙන ධර්ම දේශනාවක් තමයි ලබන්නේ. ඒ නිසා වැඩි කාර්ය ලබා ගන්න අවශ්‍ය කරන්නේ භාග්‍ය සුමහාමුදුරන් වහන්සේ ඉතාමත්ම ගෞරවයෙන් පිළිගන්නවා. අපි උන්වහන්සේට ආරාධනා කර සිටිනවා ඒ ධර්ම දේශනාව පවත්වන හැටියට. ඒ වගේම කාර්යක්‍රම පුරුදු දෙයක් පිළිගන්නවා. උන්වහන්සේට ආරාධනා Now, I very respectfully invite you, Bhante Sumana, to deliver today's Dhamma talk. Following the tradition, now Vidya Pita is going to offer equal prayer and that is to make invitation very respectfully. Thank you very much. Samanta Cakkavalesu Atra Gaccantu Devata Saddhammam Muni Rajassa Sunantu Sakya Mokkhadan Dhammasavana Kalu Ayam Bhadanta Dhammasavana Kalu Ayam Bhadanta Dhammasavana Kalu Ayam Bhadanta Namo Tassa Bhagavatu Arahatu Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavatu Arahatu Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavatu Arahatu Samma Sambuddhassa Garo ca nivato ca santuddhi ca katanyuta kalena dhamma savanam etam mangalamuttamanti. Most venerable Gautotaya Premananda Swami Mahasan, Deputy Chairman of the Manchester Gateway Buddhist Vihara, Most Venerable K. Shanta Swami Mahansi, Most Venerable Indasar Swami Mahansi from the Leeds Buddhist Vihara. Although the two venerables, Most Venerable the divinity is Nayak Swami Mahansi, Chief Sanganayak of England, as well as Most Venerable Amitya Swami Mahansi, the abbot of Nottingham Shanti Vihara, although they are not present here. You and we have all the blessings of the venerables to conduct this wonderful ceremony. Dhamma Yinkana, or the ceremony to listen to Dhamma reflection. At this auspicious spiritual season of the race retreat of the Buddhist tradition, Theravada Buddhist tradition. So wherever Theravada monks live, there is something called rains retreat. The venerables observe rains retreat, whether or not the devotees invite. So as part of the Ketamati Buddhist Vihara, Vasana retreat and Kachina Vinkama following the retreat, the Vihara has organized a series of Dhamma reflection moments, and today is the first one. And thank you for Dr. Janak and Kumudini Vedagatra, as well as the sponsors of the Ketamati Buddhist Vihara Vasana retreat, Dr. Kapil and Shanti, Rangit and Tatini, Tatinayaka, Chandra and Sheila Kumari, and all the Dayasava and the neighboring devotees from the neighboring cities. Thank you for organizing this and making this time available for everyone. So thank you for making my first Sheffield visit warmly, okay? And I wasn't expecting this time. I thought there'd be more children, so there were more adults here, okay? So adults, you have to close the ears. This is my first visit to Sheffield, and Dr. Janak and Kumudin Vedageda have made this available, as I said, at the residence. We had planned this long time ago, last December, so it took about 8 months, and there was constant communication trying to organize this, and I think it is worthwhile. It is worthwhile. The Rains Retreat itself is a moment, for those who do not know, the moment where both the venerables and the devotees or the congregation get together to enhance and deepen their spiritual understanding, Dhamma understanding, and make it more applicable. Initially, when the Buddha had some followers, the Sangha, the venerables used to be asked to go and teach, and 2 monks were not allowed to go in one way or one direction. So monks were scattering and preaching the Dhamma, and when the rain started in the monsoon time, it was quite important, after a couple of complaints, they instituted a rule that monks reside in one place, not to actually go against the nature of retreats, even when animals retreat. Maybe monks should also retreat, so that people to listen to the requests made by the community, and monks were then told to retreat. So we take retreat, we observe vows, and monks get together also to develop their personal spiritual values, consulting and meeting senior monks and getting advice and continue their journey in the spiritual life. And so do the devotees meet monks, and therefore Kali and Dhammasavana, the time to listen to the Dhamma is a great blessing. So going back to perhaps just to give a bit of a background, and the monks were invited, wherever they were traveling, and they would perhaps build a small hall, and hall in Sinhala called Shala. So instantly they might not build brick buildings then in those days. So they might have, like in Sri Lanka, Pahala. So leaves, woven huts for monks. That's how the word hermitage must have also come about. And the word sala with leaves roof would be called Annasala. Then we have Pansala. Okay, so when it becomes into a fixed center, because people will then have long-term continuous programs, not just the 3 months, then it becomes an institution, and that's how it becomes vihara or residence for monks. And you can see how the tradition was started. So Pansala, so Panasala becomes Pansala. And you have such great guidance from the venerables that they take when the Buddhist Vihara, leads Buddhist Vihara, and neighboring Viharas from Nottingham, and to always associate and learn the Dhamma. Request is, don't feel ashamed to go to temple. No, people proudly talk of going to gym, but when you talk of going to temple, people talk in a low profile. Because there's always a taboo in morality, activity. And I think that is the wrong way of putting it. Celebrate going to temple. Celebrate going to Dhamma centers. Because every day we can learn something. Yeah. While people talk proudly of going to other places, please don't make visiting temples, meditating a taboo. When you say you're going to meditation, you're thinking about what are the problems you're going through. It's always a negative tone, and we need to get rid of this. Because after all, whatever we do is to be happy. education, jobs, promotion, is in the end to have a happy life. Is it? Yeah. මොනා කළා අපි ජීවිත සන්තෝෂ වෙන්න බලන්න. Just to enjoy life, to be happy. But are there things that actually stop you from being happy? Are there things? Life sometimes for many would be like a race. And it's actually to live and be happy. And my focus of the talk is to take on that perspective. Life is always to be seen like two wheels of a cart. If you take one wheel as the worldly success or material success, fair enough. The Buddha did not tell that we shouldn't be prosperous. The Buddha never told to be poor. Nowhere in the Dhamma says, no, to be rich is wrong. But to owe and to crave is wrong. But because for lay people, you look at the types of happiness that the Buddha talks about is Atti Sukha. The feeling that, yes, there are things for my happiness. Maybe houses, maybe vehicles, maybe assets, everything is there. And that feeling for a lay person is important after all hard work. Result of the answer for that. So I'm not using Pali words so that the adults can also make connections. The Transampada is hard work. That continued sustained effort is important to be successful. And the Buddha talks about that in the Gihivine or the discourses where quite focus on the worldly living. So to actually establish yourself properly in how to perhaps be faultless, then you can think of the supramundane level of spiritual message. So for those who are starting their life, it is important to learn how to have the basics for the life as well. The second one is quite important to happiness is focus. The Buddha says that lay people should enjoy life, enjoy what they. That is one thing they can't do. I'll come back to this point later on. One thing we might not be successful is in the Boga Sutta because we are not enjoying. We are always finding reasons to not enjoy. And I'll talk about that later as well. Third one is Ananda Sutta, to be deathless. Fourth one is Anavajja Sutta, to lead a faultless life or life without maybe lesser criminal behavior, whatever you want to call it nowadays. Okay, so a faultless life. And that is quite a reason for happiness. So in the Vyakapajja Sutta, we have that worldly success that Buddha talks about, and I'll just liken it to like one wheel. Okay. I'll try to speak louder because I need my hand as well. So this is worldly wheel. This is the spiritual wheel. Now, you have to parallelly go for the cart or the vehicle to move forward and balance it. You can't go like this, you can't go like this. So both wheels in the Vyakapajja Sutta, the worldly and the spiritual, have to go side by side, parallelly, perhaps in the same speed. And if you don't know, vehicles won't, if one is only spinning, you go round and round and round. No matter where you live, no matter what job you do, you still have to make or do the wheel alignment. Even if you change the tires, you have to do wheel alignment. And that is the Buddhist message that we are trying to think in this way. You have to, if you go one forward, එහෙම කට්ටියක් ඉන්නවා. ඒකන පන්සල යනවා පස්සේ වයස් කියනවා. එහෙම කට්ටියක් ඉන්නවා. So all other people, some people are taking this forward, and they forget all the duties as well. It's okay, you can do that. But I think to start, you have to have a parallel. Because when you are successful in many ways. Because if we are to think of happiness and maintain happiness, the one way that people actually look for happiness nowadays is on external things. The outside world. What you eat, what you see, what you do, what you enjoy, you try to gain happiness through that. But the Buddha's key message is sukha, or happiness, or the absence of unhappiness, can only be achieved from within. Only from within. And lots of his message is on that self matter, or that can be done by yourself. So that's why Buddhism is sometimes quite easily put as DIY. No one can do it for you, but you have to do it yourself. You have to achieve your ways of trying to maintain that. So peace within is, or happiness within is actually, is more or less from what actually, how we deal with things. And that is where I'm going to go into as well. Okay, so, so if we look at that, so what do you do to spin this wheel? Now this is good, education, job, promotion, everything successful, now worldly context. What have we done for this one to spin equally? And that's why I encourage you, if you are still thinking on this one, at least have a set time to worship the Buddha in the evening hours. That is the de-stressing moment. You might not know the meaning, but that would be a nice disconnecting moment where you have a time to relief. And don't think it is useless. It's better than going to gym. It's better than, or just looking at the stats in the World Health Organization earlier. I don't want to use this word, but mental health, that we're talking about 1 in 20 youngsters. I think there are other stats as well. And I know clinically we can go as far as depression and stuff. But all of these, I think, cannot be avoided if we actually focus a little bit on that well-being aspect of yourself. That non-physical part of you is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, there are lots of ways people can be successful. I'm talking about the non-physical part of you. How can we maintain the same speed for us to go parallelly and successfully to achieve? I casually say you can buy a nice car, but if you can't drive without getting angry, what's the point? You do not enjoy. You can have a nice bed, 5,000 pounds worth mattress, but if you can't fall asleep end of the day, what's the point? End of the day, you have a nice house, but you don't feel like going home. You haven't created a home, it's just a house. It's just a property or an asset. What's the point? How do we manage the home creativity? How do we manage that home is a place that we go for freedom? How do we create that? And adults want to know what I mean by this. So So to develop that environment, that well-being aspect, I can just say two things, and I'm going to finish with that. Those things. Buddhism is very simple, very simple. And if, I know that some of you have gone to Hanpasa, can ask questions. No, that's no. Okay, I'll ask someone who might know then. What is the summary of Buddhism? If you know the Gatha. Okay. Sabda. Pāpasa. Now everyone knows. Kusalasa. Prasampata. Sachitta. Etam. Not just our Gautam Buddha, all the Buddhas can give this message. 3 lines. The summary is there. Sabda Pāpasa Akarana. Now this is how to spin this wheel. Avoid staying in the red zone. That's it. If you can identify the colors, you can see green color. Go to the green zone. Learn how to go to the green zone. And the process is Sachitta Parivartana. DIY. Sachitta, your mind, not is her. Sachitta, your mind. Purify, transform. So Buddhism is essentially DIY, breaking habits, taking a challenge to go against the mainstream. So what is it that makes us feel comfortable being in the red zone? Now I'm going to talk some things you don't like. Now red zone in that is power. The word power means in singular, loosely translated power. Okay. In other times, if you want to look at the other words, so what is power? We can look in passport here. Sila. Or you can talk of unskillful things that you do. Now in the Sigala Sutta, we have 4 strings that control us. 4 strings that can make us puppets. They puppeteer us. Nipatin, greed. Arpatin, hatred. Nipatin, third apasalmu, mohe, ignorance or stupidity. And the 4th one is fear or uncertainty or insecure feelings. Chanda, dosa, bhaya, moha will make you do those unskillful things. And even if you look at the Sammaditthi Sutta, many other areas, it is about those 10 unskillful things we humans might comfortably think it's okay to do. Dasakosa. What is, because the Buddha wants us to go to the green zone, kusala sampada, establish yourself in skillfulness. And it's like pendulum swing. You have to be mindful. If you are dragged in, you've got to learn how to go to the green zone. No? When the alarm goes, if you don't get the alarm, you're in the red zone. When the alarm goes, you get the alarm, you will follow the arrow. And the Buddha has simply set the arrow right for us. And that spiritual moment I said about that 5 minutes of worship in the evening is like the 5 assembly point. You don't like going, children, do you? I'm going to go in, isn't it? Remember, yeah? Every term, school or kids, I think workplace also, you might have something like 5 drill. You have to train yourself to go there, and 5 minutes of worship is like that. Every day you train yourself to set free from everything. It's very important. Amari, but when you feel the benefits is invaluable. Those benefits. Okay, so what are the 10 unskillful things that keep us, or that we sometimes do. Me, I'm sorry, I don't know what the reason sometimes do, we might not be doing. The first three is from the body. So three things from the body. One cellular full padatuna, things of the battery, steam water. So again, so we are controlled by four strings in a so there are three errors that we might commit or make through physical, because if you look at the Dhammapada as well, we are talking about Manasache, Paduketa, Manasache, Pasandene. In the Dhammapada, start with those two stanzas. It is the exhibition of our inner state happens in physical actions, verbal speech, and our mental thinking. Kaya, Vacha, Manasa. Ratam Sutta also has that. Okay? Kinchapi Sukhamam Karoti, Kaya, Vacha, Manasa. Right? So, physically, three wrong things people could do. That's why we use a concept every day, just to remind us. Okay? So, harming beings, taking what is not being given, and engaging in sensual misconduct or indulgence, or if you are married, sexual misconduct. So, kami, subhichana, so three things. So, can we have a break? So, okay, once again, so harming living beings, taking what is not being given, and sensual misconduct, so engaging in something to please your senses in an indulgence or extreme way, okay, or sexual misconduct. So, taking what is not given is something we think we never do. But what if it is not yours? Do you cast your eye on that, in a sense, or with greed, or want to start planning things about it? Then comes the speech, which is actually very important, because if you have noticed, in the Eightfold Path, speech is in front of those actions. Samma vacha before samma kamanta, but in the Vansali it's that way around. So samma vacha is very important because that is the easiest channel of samma kamanta sankalpa, samma ditthi samma sankalpa to come to samma vacha. It's the easiest, it becomes the channel there. So we are talking about truthful speech, and then saying something to someone that will hurt them. So nowadays it's more or less about emails and texts as well, although you don't say it. So direct and indirect speech. Then it's, not just can't stand other people's friendships, you just can't. Scandalous speech. But nowadays it's turned out to be, one thing that goes viral is the wrong things. What goes viral? I would never be part of posting or sharing something that is viral. That is, you are supporting that. I'm sorry to put it in that way. But if you agree to disagree on something, you're also fueling fire, sampapala. Fueling talk. You don't think in that way, but we are in the red zone now. We just think it's a button that we're pressing, like it's like a forwarding. But if you are part of it, you are part of Visunavacha and Sampapala. And just mind your business. You are getting, forget about it, let it go. Don't bring outside fire inside. Don't bring outside fire inside. Never learn, try to be part of that. Nowadays, behavior is so much normalized by social media, and it's quite worrying how the behavior is turning out. So you must learn how to actually disconnect from the outer world. Never bring outside fire inside was the first advice given to Visakha, Siddhartha by the father Gurdwardhan. Never bring outside fire inside. Never take inside fire outside. Nowadays, there is no limits in social media. We have to be careful. That is the red zone that I'm talking about. Yeah, so I would like people to stop having those accounts, but I can't stop. I can't ask them to stop. But it's easy. So but you can still use the AI for good ways, good means. I'm sure you can use it for good means, skillful means. Because the last trait with the mind is to do with what? It's to do with having vivacious thinking. So basically, great desire, again, global, great or ill will, hatred, again, the rumbling anger that we have inside, and then vichaditi, wrong views, which I'm going to talk again a bit later. Wrong views, vichaditi. So those are the 10 that is quite, sometimes unconsciously we think, we just have a chit chat. That's why I said earlier in the residence. Not every good deed is meritorious. You can't control the mouth. I think in Australia, they think we don't know, we don't think it is. So it's quite important. Not every incomer can be skillful. So income because you forget that you are actually talking nonsense. We like to feel gossip. Because your intention is to be negative. So, as I said, very comfortably the red zone can be enjoyed by some people. So if you understand what I say, the red zone, then we have to develop skills. So when you have those, when thoughts come, we have to be mindful to let the pendulum go to the green zone. And in the green zone, we have to learn how to stay there as best as possible. So what are the skills that we develop is what I said in the card earlier. Because I've got 4 things yesterday. Okay, so in the Mangala Sutta is where the Gatha I said earlier, the Gatha. So that is what helps us to be the green zone without much effort. As much as there was no effort in those wrong things, if you're mindful, it helps you to be in the green zone. And the Gatha there is quite important, and I see so much to discuss in those 4 things that I mentioned. It's a blessing in a very different way, and it can help us in the well-being aspect, the internal purity that we're talking about, and it can encompass so many things. Now, have a look. As I said, if one wheel doesn't spin, there is always some reason for the wheel to either go ka-chak-ka-chak, or what sound we make, but if the one wheel doesn't go, the other wheel will not move forward. And the same thing, if the non-physical part of you gets affected, we need to actually purify or, I can't use the word clean, but we need to actually transform your way of thinking. And that's the only way to actually achieve that kusala, or that kusala super sampradaya, establish ourselves in the skillful means. So if you look at the Mangala Sutta, there are 38 blessings. For those who went to the Dhammapada will also know, and adults will definitely know. 38 blessings, and the blessings look like, if you can go minutely study, you can see that they are like something that you can start following from young age. And by the time you are in sort of a young adult, and perhaps maybe when you're starting to think something spiritual, these qualities start. So it could be like after graduation for most people because it comes after Arati Papa, Machipana, Sanimo, and then the whole physical conduct that we spoke about in terms of Sila earlier, and then this starts here. Okay, and the first quality is Gala Gala. And again, the loose translation is respect, appreciation, and if you go spiritually, it is respect and appreciation towards the triple gem and so forth. Buddha Dipakana, anything go away, so we start respecting elders and so forth. But in a normal day-to-day living, that appreciation can go a long way. Appreciation. If you're mindful, you'll appreciate the chair that you're sitting on. You won't rock. If you're mindful. If you're not mindful, the use of the chair is going to be abused, and you'll just take it for granted. So appreciation is trying to understand that our happiness actually is interdependent. Appreciation is that. And I use this example quite often, looking at the candle that's burning there, not the top battery one, but the other one. Can you see the candle? Yeah? What is it? A candle, not oil lamp, is it? It's a candle, yeah?
Sorry.
Oil lamp. So when we look at that, we just see the flame. Yeah? But what is required for the flame to stay lit? Now all we see is the flame. What is required? Oil, wick, the lamp, heat, igniter, oxygen. I don't know, if you're a chemist or scientist, you'll see the same more things. Maybe the matchstick has trees from one country and gunpowder from another country, and labor from someone else, right? The shopkeeper, the transporter, and you can go further, go in the globalized context. Now, the message is not that. The message is, in the few things that I said earlier, take one out, will the flame exist? Take oil out, flame won't exist. Take oxygen out, flame won't exist. So every moment of happiness is interdependent. It hasn't got to be something that is to be roasted. Anything you can think it. As I said, the chair that you're sitting in. Now, if I were to think of that appreciation, even the good weather, the cool, calm weather can be appreciated and enjoyed. Right? If you don't like, then you start making a fuss. Now that fuss comes from the absence of nivata. So nivata means to be humble, to have less critical mindset unnecessarily. The reduction of mana. Mana can many mind. And when you compare something to something else, that's where lots of people actually start having a stressful moment. What do you see? What? Think like that. You can see the white background. ඇහැයන්නෙම වැරදි. වැරදි නෙවෙයි. We see faults, we see weaknesses in anything. Never fault. That's how we have been trained to think, ne? Or about unbeing. If you eat something, you have to say something so hard. Okay, in the back. Sorry, the darling was lovely. I was going to Then when I became to see let's take one dish. No, I won't take what's at home. The dish the 100 of us will have 100 different ideas of paripu and preferences. We can't live with that. We are not enjoying the paripu, we are trying to match that paripu that you had in your head or your taste or experience and trying to enjoy this. You'll never enjoy it. That's why in the Metta Sutta at the end it says, Dittincha. That memory only exists because you're clinging to it. That is the best paritest. Sankaparaga Bodhipatthana. That is the bar of reference now. One imagine, the Lama pizza order did the Hadwa, take Hadwa, but a Hadwa can take out it. Because they look at advertisement and then that's the best now. So, we always do this, that's the problem. We do this every second. The five senses, what you see, what you hear, what you taste, what you feel, what you smell, we are not ready to accept the situation or the current state of what we are experiencing. Pali Jivat Kanagani Bhanadanakati. Yatha Bhutanyana Dasana or Samanupasana. We are not ready to do that. The Buddha tries to teach us to actually be with the experience, be with the object, rather than impose your ideals or standards and trying to filter to accept that. Malak dakkat, mokak tadi kita, ar partner nanda, me partner. Why? Because we like that. We are not even ready to accept other people's things. When you see something nice, rather than appreciating it, you again bring it to you. You connect it in your way. So, the comparison that we make or the critical thought that we develop is not making us happy. We always personalize and try to connect with the things in your standards, your ideals, your perceptions. Why am I saying this? Because this field has very little to talk about. When you explain yourself, I will ask you who you are. You can go as far as 20, 30 list of name, ethnicity, age, height, size, if you know the blood group, DNA, blah, 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 assets, your titles. After that, when you start talking about yourself, the only thing that counts is a list of likes and dislikes. Rukuna sanya, sanskara. There is a conditioned value of yourself within. You are a bag of likes and dislikes, no more than that. When you say, this is me. So you are personalizing, connecting with one experience and saying, oh, this is me, Asmimana Bhara. I am this, I have this taste. You never enjoy anything. For you compare you compare what you have with someone else, your pair of shoes, this, your that. You never enjoy it because you are always looking at something and you're trying to compare. You don't have to confess, but if you have a small TV in your sitting room, you'll never enjoying that TV. If you have old computer, you forget the good things it does because it doesn't do your way. We're always seeing the dot, not the white background. Even in the food, you see the dot. In the things that we eat, we see the dot. And when you see the dot, first thing what comes to the dot, then you white take it. Next time I ask you, you can say, oh, there's a white background. And this is the same thing because we can't free ourselves from those akamic dewa and kamic dewa. And 80%, and if you look at 80-20 ratio in terms of happiness, lots of people are focusing on the weakness. They never celebrate the success, 80% of the white background, but they focus on the 20 or 10% of the dot. And unnecessary, and you're more weary. First, first, celebrate and be happy about your achievements and success not there. Then energize to deal with the rest. That can be in the workplace as well if you're an adult. You might realize, do you really appreciate every input on a person? So your moment of the day was successful because all the staff work equally to their way. Otherwise, that moment can be quite negative, or that experience or the day can be quite negative. So you have to learn how to be appreciative and not to filter everything through your standards. Basically, don't live with ideals and don't live with perceptions and standards. Trying to be with the object, that is called mindfulness. Live with the object as it is, not your way. Because no matter what you try to think, it will not change its state. You just sometimes have to accept it. Then, so happiness is not based on what you have. If I always dream of 15 progress, yeah, this 14, I'll never enjoy this phone. So my happiness is contingent now. But the moment you live as it is, happiness becomes within necessary moment. If my happiness is contingent, when this changes, this changes. So therefore the Buddha says, Gara vocha, Niva vocha. Then there is sankti. There is content. Because this is not controlled by those four strings. You're always happy with what you have. And that doesn't mean never gonna banjung. Please don't. You don't know the phrase, do you? That doesn't mean never gonna banjung. That means we use all the energy and patiently work on the so that is a different thing. But santuti is the content. The content means it actually supports the katan in a very different way. The fourth one. Another chocolate katanyuta, and it's bringing it back. Katanyuta is the one thing perhaps we really fail, but when we train ourselves to be appreciative of everything, I think gratitude becomes the most powerful spiritual base. In the Katanya Sutta, the Buddha says, a person who is not thankful, person who is not grateful, lacks integrity or has no integrity at all. In the Katanyuta Sutta. So I'm going to Google that. That's my good friend. And in the Katanya Sutta, okay, in the two suttas, and in this one it says, okay, so now what is the level of a person of no integrity? A person of no integrity is ungrateful and unthankful. Now, how do we develop this gratitude? Gratitude is very different. And now, I think you'll find this quite shocking, but I referred to this once, there is a temple somewhere in the Far East, there is a prayer in the wall somewhere, and they pray for problems. And you'll think this is quite, I can see it. But what the intention behind that is, when you have problem, you start appreciating things. And that's the intention. So when I'm thirsty, I appreciate this water. So far, I have no appreciation. I'm thankful, I'm grateful. So when you're hungry, you appreciate the food in the fridge. Otherwise, you never appreciate it. When you're thirsty, you appreciate water. When you don't have, you appreciate sometimes more. When you're ill, the first point of contact is GP. Otherwise, so when there's a need, now that is not good, but that is sort of like quite selfish, as you can see. Lamai best gift hamana, those not my best mom, my best dad. Innone, age wahin kota beneka. Ilun kota, and it would know. Beneka, thankful then. Now that is selfish thankful, or gratitude in a selfish way. You know, try to avoid that. The type of gratitude I'm talking different. Some we all are like that. Come to Vasi Kinikam, I we can you are thankful because there is a benefit of your presence there. And then you appreciate and Yan Pasi, I buy Kapuna, Ya, you write someone that you can't clear, thank you, Killer. So, my job is done, roll line. Thank you, some people are grateful in a selfish way like that. Try to avoid that. Gratitude is not that. So the most difficult one is that if you are thankful, can you be selflessly thankful? Don't be thankful because you received something that you got. That is selfishness. And that is, in a way, not bad. It's a good start. But the type of Patanyata I'm trying to talk is very different. That gratitude is such a big spiritual base. I think, it's unexplainable. Can you be thankful for things that are there? Now, that's why I said appreciation starts, you have to think of that way. Be appreciative means, in a way, be thankful. I don't know, if you have children at the front, I would say, every day before you go to the bed, before you say sadu to your parents, before you go to sleep, think of 3 things that you can be thankful for the day. Okay? Don't be happy. Yeah? Can you think of 3 things that you are grateful? And the challenge is you can't say the same thing once again in the week. We have to train to be thankful, actually. If I ask you, what are you thankful for today? I don't know what you might come up with. Can you think of anything? Only small children I can see are here. Can you think of anything that you're thankful for today? What?
Sunshine?
What are you thankful for?
The sunshine outside.
Exactly. Very good. Well done. Good. I think that is more. We never appreciate things. What can you do? It's difficult, isn't it? Hmm? Can you think? Anything?
Yeah, having a home.
Having a home, very good. Now you can't say that every day. So once a week. Having a home, roof, the food that comes in front of you for sadhus. We are so selflessly thankful. Now, more thankful because I can't cook. I don't know how to cook. But what I'm saying is, it's like, when you kick a ball against the wall, if the ball is, it depends on the receiver end as well. Because if you kick it hard, it'll come back equally. If you kick it slowly and it just touches the wall. So in terms of thankfulness, I think it has to be so much so that you appreciate without adding a value to it. It's not because you got what you need. It's not because it is about the essentials that are there, and that's why I use the word interdependent earlier. Our happiness, our momentary existence is very interdependent. Seeing that is more important, and that's how we develop this humble and spiritual nature for this field to speak properly. And when it comes to parents, I cannot see anything that can actually undermine the service that children receive from parents. There's no English translation to that. The only way I can tell you is, say X did something good and the profit, you got more from Y, X goes aside and you have the best friend Y. Y is best enough. So X is, you only talk nicely in front of the face, and after that you start backbiting as well. And a bit later, it becomes go. That comes from the whole structure of the Polgi here and what's been used, and Polgi, was the Lilith Gala, Kosako Tadana, Shelly for the Gala, Kosak Tadana, so it goes into like extreme and unpreferred existence. So, or you can say that what's left is just the anyway. So the point is, don't be grateful to your parents selfishly, but learn how to respect and appreciate the service. Because I think the reason I'm referring to parents is because one of the aims is always to share meditate with the departed, and here we have Janak and Kundalini remembering beloved parents. So father who passed away 34 years ago, beloved father who passed away 31 years ago, and beloved mother who passed away 13 years ago. And I'm sure some of you also like to connect with this now. The type of gratitude I'm thinking is acknowledging something that without which you will not be the same person. That's how you need to connect with the word kata with that. Kata means done, new means knower, or ta means being in the state of knower. So it's like the lamp I said earlier. And it's always important to see your parents in that way. If you want, I can bring that example here. So the first one was you are very thankful, like momentarily. So what type of grateful people are, as if you write something on the beach, the wave comes and then it's gone. So you finish the gathering or you finish your relationship, it's over. The next time the person can also become an enemy sometimes. The second type of people are like you dig a trench and after a while, maybe the wind, sun, rain and starts fading over time. That is when this power will go, or it just gets forgotten over the years. And parents should not be in that category at all. Parents shouldn't be in that because parents should be in the category like rock restrictions. Until the rock is destroyed, the service is identified. And when it comes into parents, I think we all know, especially, now I'll refer to what Buddha said here. I tell you, monks, not even for the lay people, monks, I tell you, there are two people who are not easy to repay. Okay? Which two? Your mother and father. Even if you were to carry your mother on one shoulder and your father on the other shoulder for 100 years, and we will be like that long, but until at least their age, if you carry them for 100 years and were to look after them by anointing, massaging, bathing, and rubbing their limbs, and they were to defecate and urinate right there, that means on your shoulders, eat and liver. Do you know what defecate means? Urinate, doing number 1 and 2 on your shoulders. Just imagine how many times have we done that on mother's, father's hands, mother's body. I remember my mom told me when I went to see my mom after my father passed away. And mother, because I was at home, just sat and casually on the sofa. It was like midnight. Mom was on the side of the sofa looking at the ceiling and we were having a chat. And I remember mom told me that I was quite a character when I was a toddler. And there were no prams. I'm talking about 50 years ago. There were no prams in Nepal. I think not even in Sri Lanka. No nappies. And mom used to put me up here and have a shawl tied around and then tie the swam at the back. And while mom does all the housework. And mom also goes to the well to get some water. So with me on the back, have a kale and climb 5 stairs up the staircase. So 5 stories, because kitchen in Nepal is right at the top, not at the bottom floor. And you have to carry water, no taps those days. Now, I'm talking about the time, and when mom used to do housework, I think I've done 1 and 2 on the back. And I'm trying to say this, but the love they have for children just overrides everything. Now, in this way, the Buddha now refers to it saying that even if our parents do that, we should not actually have a discuss. Now, in this case, because even if you were to establish your mother and father in absolute sovereignty over this great planning and so on and so forth, they care for them, they nourish them, they introduce them to the world. But basically, what it's saying is, even if that is done very graciously by a child, the service done by a mother and a father cannot be equated. The best example I can take is the old type of scales, not the digital one. The old scale is like this. When you conceive in mother's womb, you're receiving so much affection. And if it stays like this, it is not fair, no justice. So that's why the Sigala Sutta talks very nicely. The parents are in the east direction of the Sutta, and from east rises the sun, and the world gets the light from the east. And the service they receive, my colleague in school that I work, she didn't even take paracetamol when she was pregnant, heavily pregnant. She was worried that it will affect the baby. And she endured all the pain. And I think I'm trying to think now, what sort of pain those days could our parents have gone through when we were small? And the beauty is, they put their interests secondary to yours. You are number one as a child. You ask them now, they will still say the same thing. Whatever they do, to be honest, 3 months ago I went to a house and I asked the young father, has your life changed, young couple? So now we live for children. Everything they do is for the benefit and the happiness of the child. Now I'm trying to think more now deeper. Now, every decision made is also a reason to be grateful. And my father's anniversary is coming in October, and I always proudly say this: if I remove the decisions from my life my father took at the age of 2, 6, 10, or 11, and then 16 and 20, I wouldn't be the person sitting here. The flame would be different. Remove all the ingredients, I would be a different person. And that is how I want you to connect with the departed sometimes. Not to see their faults, they may be mistakes, but see the brighter side as we see brighter things in other side. And should one decision be out of my life, whether it is location, whether it is sacrifice, whether it is anything that they have done, I wouldn't be the person. So you have to be grateful in that length. So I've spoken about gratitude in a couple of ways. First, appreciate what's around. And with that itself, when you appreciate, you are not imposing your standards. And we learn how to go beyond that, because we don't impose standards to not just things, but to people. And you develop some form of content from that. That is the base of spirituality. That is the base you can do without going to a temple. You don't have to go to a temple to do this. All you have to do is to reflect every day. What can I be grateful for today? How has my day been good and wonderful today? What were the things that were there that made my day? Who are the people that have supported me? And once you train on things like that, I think what happens is, rather than taking things for granted, we will feel that we are such blessed people. We feel such blessed people. I don't know the stats, but we know that lots of children sometimes have an unfortunate condition. They've been looked after by the council. But our parents sacrifice, and this, I haven't found a better word for sacrifice in singular. Karma is not a good one. I don't know. You can think of the single word. I think when children are at the forefront, so the whole value today here is just learn how to be grateful. And when you are grateful, you are a blessed person. There's nothing greater than that. And as going back to the Buddha's words, if you are not grateful to your parents, there is no integrity at all. No integrity at all. And I think this is one thing that if you have not, as children, learn how to start seeing parents as the best people, not the Google, not the social media network. Learn how they are the ones that have enlightened your world. They are the ones that have actually physically formed you. Such a wonderful phrase in singular literature. Before the sun arises in the world, the house is enlightened or lightened up by the mother. Abhinagin kali kusial matbela can ready. Etika tapi kindergarten sama kawan. Etika appreciate karena because when we don't appreciate, we think it's a given right. We think it's and that is what we have to remember. Okay, so going back to my original message, learn how to be skillful by transforming your thinking. And the appreciation value that we develop is a very skillful thing, and it doesn't tax you at all. It doesn't cost you. All we have to do is be selflessly grateful, not selfishly. Okay, and that is the most important, maybe oil, I would say, to oil that wheel, so that life is actually smooth, life is quite worthy, and you can enjoy yourself. So I won't talk long, I've spoken for 75 minutes. Okay. Anything that you'd like to ask doesn't have to be on this note. Anything doesn't have to be on what I spoke. That's no. Mengapa dengan prasna? So today I just reflected on simple tips which can actually be very helpful for your well-being. Okay, the moment we compare, that is the one thing that contributes to a lack of self-esteem, lack of self-confidence, lack of the virtue of appreciation. And the more we appreciate, the more we actually feel we are blessed. We are blessed to have such lovely family, friends, and most important parents. And that is why that was the message that I took. Because when you lack that, I think the selfishness or self-centered thinking or your clingings becomes priority, and then when that priority is taken, we fail to stay in the green zone, and we'll always be unconscious in the red zone. So if you avoid yourself in the red zone, by all means, one thing is to learn how to be grateful. So I took that down approach to explain that in very simple terms. So all in all, let me now conclude this ceremony with that. Singing to a comment. So, විශේෂයෙන් මෙහි පැමිණ සිටින සියලු දෙනාටම විශේෂයෙන් කුඩා දරුවන්ට ධර්ම ඥානයේ නැත්නම් තමගේ ජීවිතයට වැඩදායි ධර්ම කරුණු සාකච්ඡා කරන්නට මේ අවස්ථාව ලබා ඉතින් සරල වශයෙන් ඒ කෘතඥතාවයේ පිළිබඳව තමගේ මමත්වයේ කොහොමද අයින් කරන්නේ කියන එක වෙන කාර්යකාරයකින් තමගේ දෘෂ්ටියෙන් වලින් ඈත් වෙලා සිල්වත් වෙලා දර්ශනයේ නැත්නම් විදර්ශනාව දියුණු කරන ආකාරය මම පැහැදිලි කළේ දෙකින්ච අනුපකම්ම සීලවා දසනේන සම්පන්නව ඔය තුනක් මම පැහැදිලි කළේ මොකක්ද දෙකින්ච අනුපකම්ම තමගේ දෘෂ්ටියෙන් වලට ගන්න නැතුව so avoid being in the ideals, සීලවා සිල්වත් වෙන්න දසනේන සම්පන්න විදර්ශනා ඥානය නැත්නම් තමගේ චිත්ත පාරිශුද්ධිය සඳහා මමත්වයේ අයින් කරන හැටි මම පැහැදිලිව කියන්නම්. ඒ සඳහා අපි විශේෂයෙන් මේ වස්පිකම් මාලාවේ පළවෙනි පිටකරන දේශනාවේ පිටකම මේ මැන්චෙස්ටර් කේතන තිබෝරිය රස්ථානයේ කෙරෙන වස්පිකම් මාලාවේ මෙන්න පිටකම අපි අතුරුවියේ වන්දේ ප්‍රකාශ සංගනායක Manchester Kingdom Viharasthan Viharadipati Pujaniya Gauravaniya Pidul Pides Nayak Swaminen Wahanseගේ අනුශාසකත්වයෙන් ඒ අපි ගෞරවනීය ගල්පොතේ ප්‍රේමානන්ද ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේගේ අනුශාසනාවේදී පින්කම සංගමන කෙරුණා. ඉතින් ජනක වෙලෙකද මහත්මයා හිතයි සිසිලුනා විශේෂයෙන් අවස්ථාවේ සම්බන්ධව කපිල මාසාශාන්ති ලියනගේ මාත්‍යාවේ දරවක්ෂණී දරවන්නේ ඒ වගේම පැමිණ සහ සිසිලුනාටම අවස්ථාව ඒ පුණ්‍යකාමී අවස්ථාවක් වශයෙන් සිදු කරගෙන ධර්ම දේශනාවේ ධර්ම ශ්‍රවණය kulit dan melihat kehidupan loko අවස්ථාව සලසාදී අත්පත්කරතාවදී විශේෂයෙන් බලාපොරොත්තුවන්නේ සුජීවත්වයේ වාසය කරන රංජනී ගුණවර්ධන ආදරණීය මෑණියන් වහන්සේ ඇතුළු නම් ආයතන උපකාර කළ පැමිණ සිටිනාගේ ආදරණීය මාත්‍යන්ට දීර්ඝාෂී නිරෝගී ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරගෙන අපි කරන්නේ ඉන්සා साधना निरूपी स्वामी साधना करनो इवागिनो विधि वेदकेतर कारिंदी अबेविक्रम वत्सलहि केंद्र कारिंदी अबेविक्रम रामिको देवकी ततुलु मेसिन सिल देनागे आदरणीय दुर्गवांगे अध्यात्म कटेतु सार्थ करगන්නට ජයග්‍රහී ප්‍රතිඵල සඳහා ජයග්‍රහී ලක්ෂෝදයන්ට කායික ශක්ති මානසික ශක්ති ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරගෙන ඒ चित्त शक्ति धैर्य प्रार्थना करने की सामने शील दिनागी दरबार भी आशीर्वाद प्रार्थना करने एवं तामत करने रक्षा अधिकारी साथ करने नीरोगी सूर्य लगा वाला कायिक शक्ति मानसिक शक्ति के काम के दहन प्रार्थना विशेष करने निरूपण करने के वासना के प्रार्थना करना एवं श्रीलंका विश्व पर निरंतर आशीर्वाद करने को करने साथ करने पूर्वक पौधेशा धनी सौर सौंदर्यवन गुहान सेवा जानकी विजय वीर सुनील के वरीय रसंति विजय संपदा विक्रम मनोरी विजय वीर सहा रंजिता तिलक रसिक विजय के समका निरूपी सूर्य प्रार्थना करना आयुर्वेद अदिनने मुतुम पुनिका मित्रना आरोग्य कार्यक्रम करने सहाय युद्ध सील कल्याण करते लोकवासी समग्र शांति सहा लंका देवा शुद्धनाटम चतुर सत्य धर्म अवोधि बुद्धम निर्वाण निवरण संस्कृति मटर धर्म दान हेतु वासना देवा विसार कार्यक्रम विशेष कार्य की संघटन विद्यते नीट वसर 34කට ඉහතදී අපරාධ විවරණ ඒ වෙදකේතර හෙන්රි ෆර්නාන්ඩෝ ආදරණීය වහන්සේ එවැනි වසර 31කට පාරමිතර පරලොස්සකට කීදු සිරිසේන ආදරණීය වහන්සේ එවැනි වසර 14කට පෙර පරලොස්සකට ශ්‍රියාවී සූර්ය ආදරණීය වහන්සේ ඇතුළු ඉත පාර්ශ්වයෙන් එවැනි සිතුලනාගේම නමිනිය පොරුගේ ගුරු දෙමාපේ මිත්‍රාදීන්වා ඒ සිදුදලාටම सांसारिक सुखति संधारने के हेतु वासना विवास यह पेदु संसंदा करने केवल प्रार्थना कर दूर ही ममान भक्तिमत स्वे साक्षात करने में हेतु वासना विवास परमात्मा में ये सिल दिनात्म पिंड अनुमोदन के वसे अभी पुण्यानुमोदनात्मक निहिता वाक्य की अनुमोदन करने इदं मे ज्ञातीनां होतु सुखिता ज्ञातयो इदं मे ज्ञातीनां होतु सुखिता ज्ञातयो इदं मे ज्ञातीनां होतु सुखिता ज्ञातयो आकाशत्था चतुर्भुजा देवानागा महित्वा पुण्यं अनुमोदित्वा शरणं रक्षन्तु शासनम् आकाशत्था चतुर्भुजा देवानागा महित्वा पुण्यं अनुमोदित्वा शरणं रक्षन्तु देशनम् आकाशत्था चतुर्भुजा देवानागा महित्वा पुण्यं अनुमोदित्वा शरणं रक्षन्तु So thank you very much. in a wonderful Dharma talk, interesting Dharma talk, good of Dharma facts. And also he explained in different ways and we learn and now the next thing is put into practice and enjoy in your life. And we are very thankful for coming and delivering a wonderful Dharma talk and also we thank you, the family, also the Kapila Shanti, and thank you everyone, our community, everyone for coming, supporting, and listening to the answer. Also, I'm very pleased to see this setting. Actually, I feel like I am entering into a shrine room. So nicely decorated, and this appearance is calming down us. So thank you very much. You have worked hard. And we all months are in Sheffield, very look after since this morning, offering down and Vilam Pasal and everything. And also a lot of audience, a lot of people to listen to this talk, and more people when we are closer to the tea time. And in September, we are going to have a mindfulness workshop here. We will inform you a day program, series program, especially for children. So we are going to have a wonderful day program offering dana and observance of precepts and different kind of practice of mindfulness, walking meditation, sitting meditation, and some other activities very suitable for children. So please remember that we will inform you exactly the date. I think the 29th of September, and the event will take place here in Singapore. So actually, we want to ask these wonderful things to our next generation. You are the people who are going to conduct similar events in 50 years' time. In 50 years' time, many more people who are here won't be. Right? So we want you to learn all these things. And I'm very, very happy to say you, we have some children attending to our county school. On their birthdays, they say, Amma, Daddy, Mommy, on my birthday, I don't want a party. I want to do a dana. I want to go to the temple and have a spirit mood like that. There are some children who come to our temple and they really enjoy. There are some children, they say, Amma, let me have 5 minutes and sit here and meditate. Can you imagine? There are such children among here and also in our community. As parents, if your child says, Amma, I want to meditate 5 minutes here, how wonderful that, right? So we want our children to train in that way. So Dhamma school, attending like these events, the Dhamma talks are very, very helpful to see such a wonderful young generation. So, and there is a child, that girl always says, not Bodhisattva, Buddha. So, when I phone for some other reason, parents, the child answer the phone, Amma, Buddha is on the phone. That's how children recognize. But that made them to live a life according to Dhamma. That is not a simple. That is not a simple. So, being adults, parents, it is our duty to make wonderful opportunities for them to learn and put into practice. Right? So, the Dhamma gift is the wonderful gift to share. So, thank you very much for attending this event and also organizing this wonderful event, sponsoring and looking after monks. And I don't take much of your time. So once again, thank you very much, and I will everyone. May you gain good health, long life by the power of this act of grace. Finally, may all of us attain everlasting bliss for Nirvana. Thank you.
ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ ඉගෙන ගන්න දීපාවලි ඉඳලා ඊට පස්සේ ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ කියලා ලංකාවට සිංහල මෙහෙම ලස්සන තීරණය එංගලන්තේ ලස්සනට බණ කියන්නේ ඒ අප කමන දෙන වචන ටිකක් අහගෙන කතා කරන්නේ.
බුද්ධ ශාසනයේ කල්පනා කරලා බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ ප්‍රතිචාරක කියනවා නම් සියවසේදී බුදුදහමට ක්‍රම ආලෝකයක් තිබුණේ නැහැ පාරේ. ඔය රටට ආණ්ඩුවේ ව්‍යවස්ථා තුලින් බුද්ධ ශාසනයේ පොඩි විහාරයක් තියෙනවා නේපාලයේ බුද්ධ ධර්ම වර්ග තුනක් තියෙනවා. මහායාන ත්‍රිපිටකය බුද්ධ වචනයන් කියලා ගිහිකට්ටිය වෙන කරන තියෙනවා. ථේරවාදී ශාසනයේ පුනරුජීවනය ළඟදී හරියට දිනෙන්නේ මාස්ටර් වර්කින්කෝ ඒ කාලේ අනුරවණ කිව්වනම් ඉරිගෙට ඉන්නවා අනුරවණ කියතෝ ඉතින් නෝත්තුන කියපොම් ඉදිරියට පොස්ට් තියෙනවා කොහොම ගිහිල්ලා කොහොමරි නාරදහාමුදුරු වජිරාරාමේ නාරදහාමුදුරු ඉන්නවා අපි රතුරු එයාගේ තාත්තගේ මහින්ද රතුරු හම්බෙලා පොඩි ආගමික නිදහසක් ලබා දුන්නා. ශ්‍රී ලංකාවට ලොකු සම්මානයක් දෙන අර කුමාරිකාව බඳලා විතරක් නෙවෙයි ලංකාවේ නොදේ කොහොමද අපි ලොකු නායකයෙක් එහාතුරු මේ බුද්ධ ශාසනයේ නේපාලයේ සිරස්ති සඳහා පොඩි පදනමක් ලබා දුන්නා. හාමුදුරුවෝ හිටියා. ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේලා දැන් ඒක දිනු වේගන එනකොට කිපිලෙන් මහාන වෙනකොට ඉගෙන ගන්න පිටරට යනවා. දැන් මම මහානුනේ අසෝභාවී අවුරුදු 38කට කලින් කලින් ඒ කාලේ පිටරට තිබුණේ ආඳුර ගොඩක් හිටිය පිටරට තිබුණා. ඒ තමයි ලෝකාඳුර නේපාල ලෝකාඳුර ලංකාවේ ඉගෙන ගන්න මාස්ටර්ස් කරනවා. ඒ ලංකාවේ ලෝකාඳුර එකතු වෙලා මේ සාමාන්‍ය පොඩ පාඨමාලාවක් කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා නේපාලයේ පොඩ ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එකක් පටන් ගත්තා. ඒ කාලේ ආනන්ද කාලෙට ගොරනේ නේපාල ශ්‍රී ලංකාවට යන්න ඉගෙන ගත්තා. ධර්ම ඉගෙන ගන්න. ඉන්න වෙලේ ආයේ from ධර්ම ඥාන practice ඒ සම්ප්‍රදාය ප්‍රකාර වෙනස්. ඉතින් අපට දැන් ගොඩක් ඉන්නවා ලංකාවේ කිසිනා කින්නවා. ලංකාවේ මහානුනේ මම තාත්තේ ඉස්කෝලේ හැදී නොකියනද විශේෂයෙන් කිව්වේ තාත්තා මම ඉස්කෝලේ හැදී ඉන්දියාව බෝඩින් ස්කූල් අවුරුදු 6ක් මම ගෙදර ඉන්නකොට වයස 6දී තමයි තාත්තා මාව ඉස්කෝලේ හැදී මම ඒ ඩිසිෂන් එක වැඩිට ගන්නවත් නෙවෙයි වෙනවා මම ඒ ඩිසිෂන් නිසා තමයි බෝඩින් ඉන්න පස්සේ කොහොම හරි එකොළහදී secondary school යන්න කලින් පන්සලේ ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එක ගැන අහුවා. ආණ්ඩු ලැබිච්චලාට මාව ගෙනිච්ච පන්සලට. මම ආණ්ඩුවේ ගතලා නෑ. පන්සලට ගිහිල්ලා නෑ ජීවිතේ. ගිහිල්ලා දවස් කීපයකට පන්සල නැවතුණා. නැවතුණා මේ ඒ ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එකට සම්බන්ධ වුණා. ඒකට කොහොම මහානලේ මේ වේකන්සි නෑ. පාලස්තීන නියෝගයක් කියලා. පස්සේ කිසිවරක් නෑ මම හිටියේ. සාරිතුමා පන්සලේ ගියේ. මොන නැති දෙකින් සිවරේ දාලා ලංකාවට යන්න. පස්සේ ට්‍රාන්ස්ෆර් කරනවා. ධර්මහාන ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ ගිය අපි ඉගෙන ගන්න. ඉතින් අවුරුදු itu lain bahan wala itu terus. Tapi integra berbeda, mau ini mau grup ini yang sekali beda. Depan sini ini kata mau dulu masuk hari ini tiga ini single ini mau datang ke negara mati mau gila dan masuk dalam pasar masalah ini. Ini विभाग करते हो सिंगल माध्यम के उसे सिंगल सब्जेक्ट का तेल तो मुझे याद नहीं तो तेल ना ये रात तेल चलना है ये काले जेब पे काले विश्वविद्यालय वहाँ तुम्हें एक काले अनुहाते विभाग कला विश्वविद्यालय अनुहाते itu kayak juga धर्मचारी विभाग की अनुहाते वर्ष लंका में पालवी नहीं होना सिंगल में किया ये लोग हाँ संतोष करता मटर माव एवं में yang menolak kisah pasal dan masa विदेश अध्ययन लगा बस आपको क्या लगा आप खेल क्रॉस कर ला पहले विश्वविद्यालय का लोग नाम से देखा क्या तो लोग हम आपको एंड किया हमारा वो देवी साहब है वो जहाँ पर से नाम नाम तो पास वर्किंग से पास है और भी से ना इवेंट एमपीटी काउंसलर पता है आपने पता करता इवेंट को हमारी जीवित में बात करी kisah bahasa. Dalam kami dari kini ada jenis mungkin saya sebelum maka kita mau si dalam mungkin dari langkah ini langkah ini berarti ini kalau ada single komandan yang mungkin single dana yang mana itu ada ini. Ini main single sama dekat single dari kini ada cinta langkah ada cinta bagi diri langkah sama dia kan kerja dari prasma kita lihat ini kalau menarik dalam itu maknanya hari pas meeting kata dan tinggal translate CV karena sekolah ketuganan apa dan translate establishment kan. Any more questions? Singular, English, atau Nepali?
Sapitiyo vivatanto sattaro vinassato mate bhavantarayo sukhe dikhayo pade bhavatu sabda mangalam kantu sabda devata sabda buddhanupavena sada Bhavatu sabda mangalam kantu sabda devata sabda dhammanupavena sada sunti bhavantu te bhavatu sabda mangalam rakkantu sabda devata sabda sanghanupavena sada sunti bhavantu Abhivadana Sirissa Nicchan Vaddapachayano Chattaro Dhamma Vaddanti Ayuvanno Sukham Balam Ayurarogya Sampatti Sadha Sampatti Ato Nibbana Sampatti Minate Samidhyatu.
Hah?